Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today I thought I will share with you guys something which I want to do for quite some time. So this is one of the strands that you get pre-mixed. So what happens is when you have, um, the thing is when you are not sure of the color combination that you're going to work with, or the mixes, the color mixes, that it comes like a pre-mix kind of a thing. Mostly it will be a pre-mix, but if it is not, then what you will have to do is you will have to make your own mix. But with the seed beads it's okay. It's okay that you buy the pre-mixes and stuff. So this is one kind of a seed mix that I have in my stash available. So the thing is, it's hard to mix colors that coincides well with each other. That complements each other's brightness, or the subtle effect, whatever you want to put across, or come across with the colors of the beads. So sometimes it's very obvious that certain colors goes really well, like purple and pink, green and yellow, and these are like primary colors, but still they do go well with, like, they do contrast each other pretty well, that orange and green, and white and black, or white and red, such colors. But it is very hard to figure out colors which is, in the color spectrum, it falls down somewhere down the line. For example, this is a mustard color. It's not even a mustard, it's a gold and matte color, right? And this one is like, you have that iridescent finish. So it's a purple iris kind of a color, I would say. And this is blue and this is green, and these are like, this blue is like a pastel color. And then we have this blue which is shiny, and the other one is very matte. So sometimes it's hard to put together the colors which falls differently under the spectrum, and not even close to each other, or not even directly opposite, so somewhere down the line. um, at, at that point you can get seed bead mixes, like, if you go for they came up, like, this is, for example, Halloween seed bead mix. This is by the designer Crystal Wick. So this is from artbeats.com. So you have the blends already. So if you can see here, you have multiple oranges, like lighter color, darker color, matte, shinier, and blacks, and it's perfect, like a little bit of a tan color. So this color spectrum goes like this, but the main contrast color here is orange and black. That's for clear, right? Other than that, there is tan, there is brown, and then there is matte black, and so forth and so on. So you can also buy these mixes if you want, if you are not sure of the color combination that will go very well or not. um, at that point of time, it's easier to actually buy the premixes. For example, in seed beads, that's the one. And if you want to mix seed beads with regular beads, glass beads, you can also get this like this. So this is from Michaels. It's a bead landing brand, and these are glass beads. As you guys can see, these are not um, Toho or Mayuki. The sizes vary quite a bit, as you guys can see. So we have multiple seed bead strand, and just one glass bead stand. And these glass beads are also very uneven. They're round per se, but as you guys can see, some are like, some you have bicone, some a little bit ovally shaped, teardrop, oval. So the thing is, it's a mix of white, clear, and tan, I would say, in this. So this one strand we have, and the rest of, but when you look at it together, somehow looks good, looks pleasing to your eyes. That's what I mean by it. So I thought I will make a bracelet with this, And this was given to me. Actually, I didn't buy this. This was given to be my one of my neighbors, and she wants to do something with it. She doesn't know what she wants from it, but she wants a jewelry from it. So I'm thinking I will do something with this for her. So it's been a while since she gave it. She gave orders for custom orders for a couple of things, which I did for her. This is the only thing which is left from the order, but I just stored it somewhere and I forgot about it. And then today I was like, oh my god, I didn't do this for her. And one other beads from her custom order which was left out was these ones. These are also from Michaels. These are plastic beads with the pave kind of a finish only on the sides, but you can see on the top and the bottom you can see the black plasticky stuff. So these were also remaining from the custom order that I made for her for several necklaces and bracelets and stuff like that. So I really like a challenge, and this was quite a challenge at that point of time. And since I was finishing up with a lot of projects and she was also not keen, probably she must have forgotten this by now. I need to remind her and give it to her. So I was thinking to make a multi-strand bracelet with this. First I will do a bracelet, and then I thought, if I'm okay with the bracelet, first of all I thought, oh, I will make a chunkier necklace out of this. But then I thought, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. And then I figured, so these this kind of a cord that I have, which is thinner, it's a Chinese knotting cord, but it is very thin, and it did fit through freshwater pearls, if you can believe me. I just tried and it did fit through, but I won't be able to use a needle because a big eye needle or so, that's for sure it'll break, because you have to have two strands in that. And I also tried it with the 0.5 millimeter Chinese knotting cord, and it did fit through that as well. So I picked up a color from my stash, which is this amazing color, and I thought I will combine these two together. So I want the brown as well, because why would I want a single color, right? This is a multicolor, but at the same time I would use this as well. So that's what I was thinking. But I don't know whether should I include this or not. The other things that I would need is a lighter, a ruler, and then because it's gonna be a sliding knot, that's all you need. You can use a macrame board, or you can tape these to your surfaces. We are just going to do the sliding knot. We are not going to do any more macrame here. But other than that, what I was thinking is it's basically a clipboard will work too. So if you want, you can melt the end with a lighter. That way it'll be easier for you to thread in the beads, because now that it's melted, it's stiffer. Serves as a needle for you to put the beads in, try the beads in. So what I'm gonna do is I would like to transfer these beads like that, but it won't be a possibility. Only for, I think, bead stringing wire you can do that. Maybe you can do it with this as well. You never know. Okay, that's hard. So I have to painstakingly thread these in. That's what it is for sure. So I'm just gonna thread in all the beads and come back and show you guys what I got. Hi friends, welcome back. So instead of doing this in a bracelet format, I was thinking of doing a necklace. So that's what my friend also wants. So I shifted this to a necklace, and I shifted from a cord to bead stringing wire. This is nylon coated 7-strand bead stringing wire that I have used, and I have randomly added beads here, as you guys can see. So these are the spacer beads that I want to incorporate between these jumble of colors. There is 2 greens, 2 blues, one of this iridescent color, and then one matte gold, and then a glass seed bead strand, as you guys remember, right? So the thing is, instead of doing it as a bracelet, I wanted to do it as a necklace. So when I was thinking of necklace, so I didn't like, if I'm stringing this in 0.5 millimeter Chinese knotting cord without a needle and so, it would take eternity, like a lot of manpower, like time waste. So I just figured this is a little bit easier, but it still took me at least 2-3 hours, I mean, coming back and forth. So this is what I have now. So I will show you guys the first strand that I did, which is the one blue. I didn't do 2 blues because there was not enough blue. So here I have only one strand of blue beads, right? So I just added the blue bead and randomly somewhere I placed the spacer bead. Then I figured, okay, so if I can place this randomly somewhere, then it will be good. Then instead of just doing the same color, I wanted to tie everything together. So this golden color, I took it apart, the golden matte seed beads and that I took it apart and I added to every strand. So as you guys can see, I have added some green, some of the spacer bead and the golden bead, and also this white. This was a glass bead strand that we had. It had both the tan color and the white color or transparent color. So I added that as well here and there. So everything is random, but I didn't want the spacer to land on the same, but I didn't follow like very strict rule or something, but I made sure it's in gaps. Okay, so that's the green strand. There is another green which also I have added the same, as you guys can see, a pattern that I follow. You don't have to follow the same thing. Whichever you have in your stash, you can do it. The same concept. See this, the light blue and this iridescent color, one more of the iridescent color, and this is the glass bead strand with some matte yellow gold beads, and then another green and another of this green. So this is how much strand I have. I have like the stopper bead right here, bead stopper right here, and here as well. So now is the time for me to take this and make it into a U format so that it forms the necklace type. So it takes a while. I wouldn't stress much, but you want to make sure if you're adding the spacer, you can count it. These beads are uneven sized beads. They are not a branded one. So when you follow the uneven sized beads, it's very hard for you to determine the number of beads or the length. You can actually measure, and the length in between the intervals, you can bring that. So you can totally do all of those, but I did my level best to form this, and I didn't want variegated length. I want the same length. Okay, it's gonna be multi-strand necklace, and so it's gonna be the same length. So we have 4, 6, 8, 9 strands in total. So now I have an idea for earrings as well. So I need to take out some of these green seed beads, and the rest I have, I think. Only I want the green seed beads. So yeah, the only thing I want is the green seed bead, and that's going to be a necklace with that's going to be a earrings with cord, not bead stringing wire. So first of all, I need to take some of these 2 greens, and then I'll come back and show you guys what I got. The green one. So I took out the bead stoppers here, and I'm going to join all of these together, right? And then I'm going to make a big bead stopper right here. Okay, just making sure everything is in. I need at least this much space. It might come out. Yeah, that's a possibility. But I need this much space for it to, first of all, I'm going to secure this. We are going to crimp this end. Okay. First of all, we need to combine this together. You can do a bead gap, or you can individually crimp it to a jump ring, closed jump ring, but I want to use a bead gap. So this is from BB Craft. So for this I want to use the antique gold. That's the one which will, match. I like that it comes in a, so I just want to make sure it goes through this. Hopefully. So you see this, the hole is very small. So let's see how we can do it. First of all, I will try to fit this in here. See this? It's going through. That means it will go through the other side as well. Just that I need to be patient to do that. So first of all, I will hold these strands in the bead stopper. I didn't want any beads to fly off, which it did. So let's just do 3 at a time and see whether it goes through. One went through, the other I will somehow put this back inside and come back. Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I finished one side and I'll show you guys how I finished this one by doing the other side. So it's a very unconventional way of finishing is what I believe, but this is what I came up with and it's okay. Let's do unconventional ways, right? So this side I'm gonna finish it with you guys. I have a couple of things I need for that. I need some crimp beads. Okay. I used 2 different types. This is not a branded one, as you guys can see. I used that as well as this. This one is I think it's a 2x2 crimp, if I'm not mistaken. It's Beadlon brand, size 4 crimp, 1.8 millimeter. So this is the one that I used. As you guys can see, which is crimped nicely and it's like a square right now, as you guys can see. The other ones that I used inside the cone, that is not visible. Let me tell you guys why I did what I did. And before that, we need to make sure all the strands are of the same length. So I'm just holding everything together and kind of dropping all the beads down. Gravity will do the work for you, but still need to hold everything firmly because as you guys can see, not all the strands. I want to leave it at this point. I don't want to straighten this up or something like that. The only thing I feel is very less is this blue color strand, but the rest is all okay. And there is absolutely no need or necessity that everything has to have so many beads. The problem is, the thing is, some goes inside the cone which won't be visible and we don't want the beads inside. So I think I'm good. I'm not going to make much adjustment of the rest. but I definitely need to address this blue color, which is very less. So I'm just gonna add some blue color and come back. I have some. So I did that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate 3 strands, and I'm going to pop one of these smaller crimp beads or crimp tubes on top of all 3. I know these the wires are exposed, but I'm okay with it. And I'm just gonna flat crimp that for the time being and leave it to rest. And then again, take another 3 strands and then do the same. So it's all twisted. Let me just, maybe these 3 will stay together. So now that 3 is good. And let's do these 3. Pop one more bead, crimp bead or crimp tube in my case, just below above, and then flat crimp that. And this I'm going to keep it that way. I'm not going to crimp it, and there is a reason behind it. I'm going to pop a bead stopper right there. Why do I not crimp that? That's because the hole, let me see this, only 2 strands are secure. Okay, the hole in this cone is not wide enough. It's not that big. So first what I would want to do is I would want to add these inside. Okay, it'll be a little easy if they are bunched together. And they're of different lengths. That also helps. So here I have, okay, these things together. See that? Everything is nice and neat, right? So it's inside. Now I have to do these. This I do one by one. I tried crimping these, but it won't work. So I try. It's individually. It's a little bit easier. So take this off a little bit. See that? I popped one through. Then I'm gonna pop the next one inside. So it's there we go. And then the final one inside. There we go. So all are in now. So I want to pull everything individually because I don't know which ones are crimped, which ones are not crimped. And now you can see it's all nice and neat. And I want a little bit of leeway here. I don't want everything to be everywhere. So here, this one more time I will just pull because this is the final side. That side is fine, but this side we need to make sure there is no slack. Okay, all are okay. So now what I do is I just pop this big crimp tube on top of everything. Okay, drop that down. Okay, now I want to take the biggest or the longest of these, 3 of them. Just that I have 9 strands, so I chose 3. You can just choose 1 or 2. That's totally up to you. It can still fit in this, so that's the whole point. I mean, more strands will fit through this. So I have here a split ring because I don't want a jump ring. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it through just the 3 strands and come back. I won't have space for all the 9 strands back together through that crimp tube. So I just took 3, went through the split ring, and I'm adding it back here. Okay, and I want these pulled down. There's one more. Take your time. These are difficult. I mean, not our regular, crimping things. So take your time. Make sure the finish is nice, because here we want that to be even. So more or less even, right? So there we go. I'm just taking a peek at the other end as well. Now I'm good. So there is a little bit of a gap between the cone and this thing, which I need, so that's okay. So that's what that is. Now I shall take a, needle nose pliers, and then go ahead and put it right here. See how far I went inside, and just give it a squish. You can't use crimping pliers or crimper tool, so flat crimp is the best way to go. Take your wire cutters and go as close as possible and snip these off. Okay, there we go. We have to snip these off as well. So I would say, so go ahead, and I would make sure everything is nice and secure, and then I can snip this as close as to the crimp bead as possible. So I will separate it because it's a lot to process. Okay, and then, so the thing is, if I do very close, you can just do that and snip it off. I'm done with the necklace. So if you want, you can actually, put a drop of hot glue so that it doesn't scratch anybody. Okay, and then just take this wire, kind of, join it to the gang. Okay, there we go. So it's done. It's said and done, and it's finished, and I really like how it turned out to be. So here is our necklace. and now we can add a chain in the back and then finish off with a lobster claw clasp or any clasp you have available. See this, there is a gap, so it's not even. So I want that, because if I I want the twisted look of the necklace, so that's why I did that. So now all I have to do is add some chain and a lobster claw clasp and I'm good to go. So instead of a lobster claw, I thought this one is a good one to use. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to attach this to the split ring if possible. If not, I can always, you know, yeah, I don't want to disturb that. I can always use a jump ring. A smaller, thicker jump ring to attach this hook to one end, and then a bent nose pliers and a twisted nose pliers would be ideal to open up this jump ring. Nice and thick jump ring right here and to the split ring. And then the split ring is open, I think. I'm not so sure. Maybe I use one more jump ring to attach that to that. Twist and open a jump ring just like that. Do not pull it apart, otherwise it will lose its shape. So here we go. Oops. Okay. And then these are soldered, I guess. These hooks are from India. There we go. So that gives some more length for our necklace. If you want to wear it, you know, a little bit longer, that is also fine. And I really like the way this turned out to be. Not much to think of, but there is a lot of colors. You can wear it to with different outfits, different color combinations. It's a pretty one, and you know, it's like a really nice one to, you know, have it. If you do like this tutorial, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos couple of times a week. See you in the next video. I'll make earrings matching for this necklace.